Hello, I'm Reginald, your announcer, and welcome to Best of the Bottom. This is a podcast of nonsense from no buddies. He once swallowed 2 quarters and pooped a nickel, and she smoked so much weed to start a religion that they got drunk and forgot what it was. Here's your hosts, Justin and Diane. Heimlich, hit that intro.
It's gonna be terrible.
The Bag of Doom.
Bag of Doom scared the shit out of me.
Well, it's a Bag of Doom. Right. In this bag, we have shots of cheap, terrible tasting booze. And we shall reach into this bag, and our fate shall be sealed. And then we start.
Apple, that's... I don't know, that might be horrible.
I got peach.
Yes, I didn't get it. Thank you, Bag of Dooms, because I gave you shit last week. Yes.
Alright. As you can see, I flipped the table around. I thought it would give it more ambiance. That, and I noticed no matter how much I edited, there was still kind of a light echo, and I was wondering if it was like echoing off of the flatness of that table. So I switched to maybe the felt, and this will kind of break it up. I don't know. I'm trying new things.
It scares the shit out of me. I don't know where to put my drink.
There's actually cup holders. That's what that is. That's a cup holder.
But I feel like my cup needs to be either far away, because if it's close, I'm still going to knock it with my elbows or something. I'm going to make some grand gesture and just...
You are one grand gesture.
I feel like that's like...
Cheers to grand gestures.
Grand gestures. Not as bad as blackberry. Yes, this time it hit the DJ Heimlich and it went in.
Woo!
Fuck yes, Heimlich.
We need to incorporate DJ Heimlich. Why do you say I incorporate Reginald better? I just don't know how. We don't have nobody. Reginald's over here behind Diane. I got DJ Heimlich behind me. And welcome to Best of the Bottom. We're bottom class people drinking bottom shelf booze. I'm Justin.
Ew.
And you can find us right here on Perico Productions on the YouTube channel. And you can also find the audio version of this podcast on Podbean and Apple Podcasts. And I did notice I made a terrible mistake. And I did not upload the last 3 podcasts to the audio version. So they're all going to be appearing over the next 2 days. So, my bad. Anyways.
Oh, Justin.
I know. So, we're recording this on 420. So, happy 420 for those of you that are potheads and stoners and those of you that can enjoy such things. I cannot. So, Diane, enjoy.
Thank you. I have it. It's been wonderful.
Oh, sounds nice.
Very recent. Yeah. Except for there was the pandemonium of actually getting the weed on 420.
Yeah. That's, you usually should, be prepared.
Yeah. I mean, I did my best.
I mean, you just accomplished your goal, so.
Yeah.
It just wasn't easy.
No.
But
I did get to smoke on, 420. On 420.
You woke up at 4:20, or did you not go to bed until 4:20
Well, I went to bed at 6, my brother. Maybe even 7.
this morning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I smoked most of my weed because I just smoked most of my weed in the morning, like because I was up. I was like, as soon as it was 4:20, I was just like, fucking smoking weed. I'm gonna start doing this. I went to sleep. Then I woke up and I was like, shit, I don't really have very much weed anymore. I went too hard in the morning. And then
it wasn't even a wake and bake. It was a bake in bed.
I was just like, all right, midnight, here we go. Getting high. I tried to get as much shit around the house done as possible. I was like, I'm just gonna fucking get as high as I fucking can, and I'm gonna get shit done the night before so I don't feel guilty about it, and I'm doing nothing. I'm like, I'm going wherever the fucking high takes me.
Well, I mean,
It didn't really go that way, so.
yeah. How was
But
the
it was
420 during the pandemic?
Successful.
That's all you can look
Yeah,
at.
I mean, I did see a friend, and we were within regulations.
You stood on 6 feet apart between plexiglass.
About the 6 feet apart thing.
Yeah. Oh, there goes the kittens. Sadie had kittens, and they're adorable.
Yes.
There is a cream one.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, I will get just a little video, if I can.
They are. We just got rid of cats, actually, which I thought was going to be a hell of a lot harder during this pandemic. But then, yeah, they were gone like pretty quickly, and we had kept them for. They're still kittens, but they're like, on their way out.
Yeah.
Being able to be called kittens. But we waited because honestly, we were just like, nobody's gonna want to get cats from some stranger during a pandemic. And then as soon as we put them on there, I just assume everybody's bored as shit and was just like, I need like a cat or something.
Yeah.
To, like...
I'll probably put 3 of them up, but the cream one is probably gonna stay.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's a cream colored cat. It's kind of stripy. It's bloody adorable, man. So we'll see.
What are you gonna name him?
I don't know. Jesse wants to name. Well, I don't know if it's a boy or girl. I haven't checked yet. But Jesse wants the cat for himself. But if I were to name him, I'm probably, if it's a boy, I'm gonna go with Lord Kumquat. No, actually, Duke Kumquat Applebottom of the East.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
If not, if it's a girl, I'm gonna have to check my database and figure out a different name for that cat. If it's a girl.
Yeah.
Oh, I prefer. You know what? Applebottom could still work, but Kumquat feels like more of a boy name. I don't know.
Imagine a small
Maybe Duchess.
Asian girl with pigtails. She could be kumquat.
No, it's not.
I can see that.
I see more like
Is
a
that
Chinese
racist?
boy.
I don't know if that's racist. That seems weird. But I was just thinking, like, hey, you can't imagine a female.
I just feel like Kumquat is more of a boy's name.
Yeah, but she knows karate. Does that change anything?
I don't know.
I feel like it does, because now you've got, like, she's like a cute, spunky kind of, like, karate school girl, whatever, and her name is Kumquat.
Duchess Tangelo.
Dude. I love it. Duchess what, Tangelo?
Duchess Tangelo Applebottom of the West.
The apple bottom doesn't work for me.
No? Okay. I will look back into my fruits and figure out something. Honeydew is gross.
Oh, it's Archie. I mean,
It's
what is it?
Lord Archibald Pumpernickel III.
Yes. And where is he from?
I don't know. a mystery.
Ooh, I like it.
It's part of his mysterioso.
Sorry, you're not seeing any of this at all. But
Yeah, Archie is Lord Archibald. I don't know. If he gets closer, I'll put him in shot. If not, he's just a very regal cat, man.
Mhm.
He's
got the face too.
he has a very regal face.
Could have been inbred. Who knows?
No, he's got all his teeth.
For now.
It's Princess Carolyn that's got no top teeth.
Yeah.
Anyways, speaking of nobody with no top teeth, professional wrestling. I don't know. Trying to find a tie-in.
Who's got no top teeth?
Segue.
Talk about people who probably don't have their top teeth.
Yeah. Well, speaking of no top teeth, what did I say?
Yeah, but you said speaking of no top teeth, but then I was expecting an answer. Which wrestler has no top teeth?
I don't know.
Boogeyman.
That's right.
Boom!
Oh,
We fixed it!
bam!
And it works.
Segue
and Justin
complete.
won.
He wrestled for the WWE. And speaking of WWE, did you know they fired all kinds of people?
No, Justin, I did not.
I love you playing along.
Well, I don't truly know who got fired.
Like,
This was brought to my attention.
yeah, so, as we've established in the last couple of podcasts, I am a hardcore wrestling nerd, and guess what? That's what we're talking about again. But WWE on April 15th just started laying people off. They
But
released
but wrestlers?
a lot
Can
of
we
wrestlers.
make it? Can we make a game out of
Okay.
it? You say somebody, it'll probably take forever. I don't know, but you just rapid fire ones, and I go fired or not fired.
That's a long way to go.
Okay.
They got
Well,
the-
wow. Okay, I was thinking just a couple. What? Are you talking?
A lot.
But
The
okay,
most
okay,
they
okay.
the most
Tell-
they've released. Okay,
Tell me
I got a
who,
list.
and then I'll decide how bad this is.
Okay. So Rusev, Kurt Angle.
Hold on, wait, too fast. Well, Kurt, what? Okay,
I'm just gonna list them off.
okay.
Rusev, Kurt Angle, Zack Ryder, Rowan, EC3, Drake Maverick, Kurt Hawkins, Mike and Maria Kanellis, the Kanellis.
Canelisi?
The Kanellises?
I don't know.
Either way. Heath Slater, Leo Rush, Primo and Epico, Fit Finley, Shane Helms, also known as the Hurricane, Billy Kidman, Mike Rotunda, IRS, Pat Buck, Lance Armstrong,
What?
Aiden English,
Is Lance Armstrong the one bald bicycle man?
huh?
Lance Armstrong.
No,
The bike
I'm sorry,
rider?
not Lance Armstrong. Lance Storm, Jesus Christ. I'm an idiot. Did I say Armstrong?
You did, I'm pretty sure.
You know, it's because there is an Armstrong that got fired. Scott Armstrong got fired. Lance Storm got, but even crazier, the referee, Mike Chioda, who's been with WWE since 1989. I mean, he's one of the refs. Like, he's almost an Earl Hebner. And then there's a few others. There's a bunch of NXT, but most of the NXT guys that got laid off are a lot of they do their house shows.
Yeah.
But they're not a lot of them, the guys that you see on NXT itself.
Is that all of them?
Yeah. There's more. There's this is the whole list. I only named off the ones that people are going to know for sure.
Okay, cool.
They got one
I
of the
don't know
writers.
a lot of them, but Oh, but you just meant like the talent.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the main talent that's on here. They get to know of. Well, talent and producers like Finley is a producer. Hurricane Helms. Shane Helms, he's a producer. Billy Kidman was a talent, now a producer. Mike Rotunda, IRS, was IRS. Now he's
He's actually Bray Wyatt's pops.
For some reason.
And Lance Storm, he was Chris Jericho's partner way back in the day as the.
Sorry.
Shit, what the hell were they called?
Hmm.
The. Yeah.
I'm not gonna help you because I don't know.
No. It totally disappeared from my head. But Lance Storm has been around for a while. He's been in WCW, ECW, WWE, WWF.
I know. I think I know him.
Yeah, and of course Aiden English.
I think he was a card.
Aiden English was part of the Vaudevillains, and later on, Rusev Day.
I remember.
Yeah, but like.
But yeah, well, and they just were like, because some of them probably could.
Well,
be real, you know.
Okay, so Rusev has not renewed his contract, but Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins were just like diehards. We love working for WWE, no matter what we're doing, just because that was their dreams.
Mm-hmm.
EC3 was not necessarily happy. Drake Maverick, he put the most heartbreaking Twitter video. It's like heartbreaking and actually still very professional.
Mm.
Oh, you know who they didn't put on here?
We should have watched it and then we could have acted it out. I've got all these wigs.
I don't think you got a Drake Maverick.
Quarantine crazy.
But, also,
I don't know what wigs or what hair.
yeah, this list is missing somebody.
I have a shit ton of wigs.
It's missing. She's part of the Riot Squad. Liv Morgan, Ruby Riot, and dude, why can't I remember anything? I can have dementia or something. I don't know.
It's the coronas. I saw a thing that said it affects your brain as well.
Does it? Oh, damn it.
Yep. You could tell me anything about the coronas just in the head, as long as it says it in the headlines. Like
yours is back off.
Yep.
Damn. But yeah, so
Studies lead to coronas turning people into Pegasuses. If it's in the headline, I'm gonna go, yep. And then it'll turn out to be some stupid clickbait shit, but
it's all clickbait.
all I see is just shit about it, and I'm just like, I don't care, I believe it. I'm trying to stay away from everybody, okay? But I'm also not.
But, so, here's the problem with WWE and FBF. Okay, there are quite a few people on this list that have wanted to be released, or we're trying to find somewhere else to go. But see, the problem is they released all these people, and they have nowhere to go. There's no indies running shows. I mean, you got AEW, but right now, I can't see them picking up a lot of people.
You have to get tested, right?
Well, no, but the thing is like WWE was, even with all the stuff going on, they're still looking at making record-breaking profits this year.
Yeah.
Like it was like 150 million or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But they're looking to make a lot of money, even with all the stuff going on. But just out of nowhere, Vince McMahon was just like, "We're getting rid of people," and that's not it. That's just like the on-screen talent. There's more on the list that's not that I didn't mention, as well as writers, behind the scenes staff, producers, a lot of people. It's like there's possibly hundreds of people that lost their jobs.
I don't even know how to hold a cup. I'm so afraid of felt stuff, but I can't really move.
Look, if you spill on the felt, I guess oh well. I mean, it's not like we played.
In that case, fucking.
I mean, it is what it is. I just try to
stay whatever of the quarantine. I'm ready to fuck some shit up. Just stab the shit out of it. Carve my initials.
I was thinking about getting
what you should
a
do,
marker and we can gloss it on here.
I have a wood burner, and you just burn whatever into that shit. Just
I don't think that will work for this because it'll start peeling up. They could burn stuff into like here, but here it'll just peel up and then won't have felt. But we could get a Sharpie and draw here. Anyways, so WWE got rid of all these people, and it was kind of crazy because
Did they like say why, or did they just leave it up to the people to just be like?
they've decided because of a global situation right now, in order to save money, they were going to lay these people off. At least that's kind of what it was. But here's the events that led up to the situation. Okay, so Florida officials shut down WWE, AEW, like doing shows. They shut that shit down. Then suddenly AEW or wrestling was suddenly deemed an essential service in the state of Florida as they were considered part of media. Then it turns out Linda McMahon's was a super PAC, donated $18 million to the state of Florida for something. And I'm not looking at the article, but there was $18 million involved. Now professional wrestling is an essential service, like hospitals, food, grocery stores, so on and so forth, EMS, fire department.
America.
Professional wrestlers are essential.
I mean,
So they get deemed essential after $18 million was donated for a cause. Then Vince McMahon decides he files bankruptcy for the XFL, which just relaunched and couldn't finish a season because global situation. So
is it racism?
No.
Is it
More just greed.
Is it? No. You keep saying global situation. Sorry, it's just gonna get
Pandemic. Pandemic situation.
Is it because of starvation?
Well, that's a global situation too.
Is it
I'm going to talk about more viruses and, the reasons everything shut down.
There is something in my drink and I have no clue what it is.
Well,
I'm scared it's a creature.
So, what was that on the timeline?
They donated some shit, so
Oh,
they obviously
donated.
paid somebody off.
Essential. XFL shuts down. Bankruptcy paperwork comes out. Turns out WWE owns 23 shares or 23 shares of the XFL. Something like that. Even though Vince McMahon said that they weren't together, there was completely separate entities. Then Vince McMahon is supposed to be doing a shareholders conference call this week or next week. I think this week. I think today. I think it just happened. I'm not sure. But there's a conference call with shareholders. Suddenly, bam, people start losing their jobs. So they release a bunch of people. And some of the people were asking to be released, some weren't. But the thing is for the last year, when AEW started, Vince McMahon just started locking people down into contracts, essentially so they couldn't go somewhere else. So there's a bloated roster of people they're not using. Now that they have nowhere to go, peace, walking papers. So, then that just sucks for them. And that's kind of depressing.
Yeah.
Some of them might get picked up by AEW. But the problem is there's no independents running. There's no indie shows.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how much AEW can afford to, because they just kind of got rolling, you know what I mean? And then all this, so they don't have any ticket sales. Double or Nothing is not going to happen in Vegas now because MGM Grand shut that down until June or until further notice.
And I was gonna go.
I know.
I kind of like as soon as this shit started happening, though, I already was like, "Oh, I'm disappointed because it's not happening." Like I already knew, like as big of a deal as everybody was making it, and I still believe it's a big deal, all that stuff too. But I just like as soon as it started happening, I was like, "It's only getting worse."
Yeah.
And then like everybody was like, "Oh, well, maybe we can, maybe," and I was like, "Yeah, stop it!" Like I had no hope from the beginning.
Yeah.
So I have long gotten over the fact
Yeah.
that
Well, Coachella's postponed until October, but yet California's talking they may not reopen gatherings and venues until 2021. So I don't know how it's gonna happen. That sucks because I just dropped $589 on Coachella tickets.
I know, and you had like a whole story. You were about to be like
I know.
found murdered in a ditch and had the it was gonna be great, dude.
It was gonna be epic,
I was rooting for you.
but that's not happening.
No.
These guys lost their jobs.
Mm-hmm. Well, isn't this like? And this is gonna sound cunty. I already know. But I'm like, if you're a company, is this not the time to trim the fat?
Well,
Because you kind of have like an excuse behind it.
well,
Because people aren't making, like, in theory, I'm like, most people are going to ask too many questions if your business fucking, like, fires a shit ton of people because, like, everybody's having financial problems, especially if you're a small business. I would be fucking, like, if there was, like, somebody there who worked there who you were pretty sure you couldn't get rid of because of whatever reasons, like, you don't want a lawsuit. Boom, they're gone now because you can, and I think nobody's really going to take it.
well, I think here's where the problem is.
There's a lot of places firing a lot of people.
Yeah, there's a lot of people getting laid off and furloughed and so on and so forth. Like Finley and some of the producers are quote unquote furloughed, which basically means you don't have a job right now, but when all this settles down, we'll probably bring you back.
Yeah.
But the problem with that and other companies is WWE is looking to make the most
Do you
profit.
have 2 orange cats? Or did that cat just run around so quickly?
He's just been.
I'm sorry. I am like
Lord
high as a
Archibald.
kite, and he was right there, and then motherfucking Flash, he's over here. Blew my fucking mind. I thought he portal jumped or some shit. That was fucking. You're quick, Jesus.
He might have.
Sorry.
That's fine.
420.
But so WWE, the problem is WWE is looking to make record-breaking profits right now. Most companies are about to lose their ass, and like Ring of Honor has not fired anybody. It's a much smaller company. They haven't fired anybody, and on top of that, they've still paid everybody their salaries, and including the talent that they've hired, including cameramen, producers, whatever. They paid them all their salaries for the shows that they couldn't put on that were going to happen in Vegas. AEW hasn't let anybody go. Impact Wrestling still paying everybody. Like all these other promotions are much smaller and are not making as much money. Have not let anybody go and still been paying people. Yeah. WWE, who's about to make more money than they've ever made, decided to cut ties. And maybe some of these people will benefit in the long run. But it just kind of sucks right now to know that you were asking to be released last year, and they're like, no, you're too important. We can't let you go. And then all of a sudden, you know what? Thank you for participating, but we're going to have to let you go. And that's kind of messed up.
Yeah. Good luck. It's just like I don't know. I just think shit like that is definitely my conspiracy thing. Is like this if you're gonna fucking get rid of people, now's the time. You have a really good excuse. Fucking Especially if you're struggling, start firing people. Start firing those special needs hires you got Walmart. No.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, man, that's harsh.
That's harsh.
Oh.
I'm sorry, but I'm also like, that's what I think is happening. I think it's a lot of people being like, all right, now's our chance. I'm firing some folk.
Well, the problem is, like, a lot of these people WWE was holding on to just so they couldn't go somewhere.
I do believe in jobs for the special needs. That's what I said.
Should we just give that a little...
I don't know. I don't regret it. But I said what I said, and also, I was kidding.
Yeah. It was harsh, though.
But didn't you enjoy it just for a second?
Well, it made me laugh.
Boom!
Damn.
Nailed it.
Speaking of Walmart, dude, like, I don't know if you've been to Walmart recently, but if you ever want to feel like you're living in a post-apocalyptic world, go to Walmart. They got like all the caution tape up there because everything's supposed to be cut down to limited numbers. And like, none of those people are keeping track. At the front, you see somebody holding a tablet and they're just like, hello, sir. You know, I think they're just like pressing buttons.
Yeah, I went to Walgreens, and this guy was like, because you can't have, like, they officially are like, okay, you can't have more than 5 people in the alcohol section.
Yeah.
And that's where I was going, of course.
Yeah. Priorities.
Walgreens still has the best booze prices in town, so, like, I'm gonna go. So I went, and he was just like, yeah, I have to be, like, he was talking about, like, how much shit they've added to his job. Like, he also has to regulate how many people are coming in. So he's like, being security, he's like, if people break protocols, I'm supposed to also call them that. Still check everybody out. I gotta wear the stupid mask every time I bend over. It cuts off my breathing because I end up sucking it into my nose. And he was just like, and I was just like, dude.
Damn, bro.
You're doing a lot of shit. You didn't say it as aggressive as I was saying it, but that's how I would have been saying it in my head. Like, I would have been like, this fucking sucks. But yeah, people have to do a lot of that. So it makes sense that these people are also being complacent about fucking.
Yeah. You have.
Because they have a lot of shit they're supposed to do and they ain't getting paid more.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm honestly, especially Walmart, their capacity is like 500.
Yeah.
Walgreens, okay, 5.
Yeah.
Hey, I can see you there, number 6. Yeah. Okay, I can see that. But the thing that gets me, though, is I noticed one day I was sitting there just loading everything up into my car, and all of a sudden I hear the little Walmart tone, the or whatever it does. And it's like over this loudspeaker. Here at Walmart, we take seriously, and we were asked that you stand 6 feet apart. And I was like, if you ever felt more like a post-apocalyptic society, just the way it just comes out, it's like I'm like, I volunteer as tribute. You know, it was creepy as hell, and I wanted to get a recording of it, but every time it comes out, I don't have time to get my phone up. But it weirds me out, man. Every time
they had one at Walgreens, and I was like, holy fucking shit! Like, I am so, and I was
in the parking lot or inside.
No, inside they have one that just goes goes attention, and it's just like, it says, like, gives the whole virus spiel.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my God. And then too, I come home, and then like everybody's advertising differently, and also throwing the fact of like, what's going on in the world, and you can't do this, and they're using that to still sell their shit. Like it drives me insane. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, what is happening? Like, we all know this is happening. Why are you why are you talking to us?
Well, because
like, we don't know this is happening.
What I find very amusing is like the ads. Okay, before March, so February, you have one article. This food was made with artisans, handcrafted, da 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 da. You know, made with love. You know, all this whole thing, and we put so much effort into it, and no.
We barely touch your food.
No, this food just levitates from one station to the other. Nobody even looks too hardly directly at it. A robot teleports the pepperoni over it. You know, just like it's like we barely even exist.
Yeah.
And we put it in a contraption, and you come and take it, and you're the only one that touches it.
Yeah.
That,
It drives me insane because I'm like, is this necessary though? Like, who's because I mean, yes, the pandemic has changed a lot of shit, but it really doesn't change. It's a marketing thing.
yeah.
So it doesn't really change. Just because the pandemic happened doesn't change the fact we still enjoy fucking tits. We still enjoy fucking fuzzy, cute fucking animals. It doesn't change fucking shit. Why are you talking to me? Like, I don't know there's an epidemic going on. And like, maybe I would love just a normal fucking commercial today. Besides being fucking stuck in like the house, you know, not doing shit. Like, could we do that also too? Like, it frustrates the crap out of me, and I'm just like, I get it. Well, I get it, because also people are concerned to do stuff because of the pandemic, and I understand you still need to get those people to come out to buy your shit. But at the same time, I'm just like, I'm so sick. If I see another commercial that basically just is like, oh, by the way, Corona, and I'm still selling you the same stupid shit, same stupid price. Like, don't fucking talk to me unless you got some discounts, first of all. Cause stop it. You should be paying me to go pay you. So get out of here. Like, we should be funneling money here. All right? Like, I still am your customer, and you're asking me to come out and do this or get online and do all that crap. Okay, but like, I'm so sick of seeing it, and I'm so sick of like talking about it, but I'm also like, this is all that's happening.
I know, and it sucks. Like, I have been so freaking bored. Like, I go to work or I'm at home, and I've probably drank more and watched more random YouTube shit than I've ever watched in my life. Like, my morning typically is, I wake up whenever I decide I'm going to get up. I'll click on YouTube and watch the standard videos that I usually watch for a little bit, kind of lay there, figure out what I'm going to do for the day, which usually means cleaning or editing stuff. And I've learned I will say that I've learned all kinds of stuff. I mean, I've been learning how to green screen stuff better. You know, there have been some improvements.
I've seen some of those improvements. I'm proud.
And then I'll do...
You forget to download audio stuff to whatever, but then you make up with it by learning how to green screen. And
yeah.
It's like, okay.
You know...
Not even a problem.
Priorities. So, I watch all my random YouTube stuff. And I'll get to the point where I just start watching all kinds of random stuff. And then I've noticed I've been drinking more than I've ever drank before in my life, because I'll be sitting there like, I have nowhere to go. There's nothing I need to do other than clean the house. Like, the other day, I got up, I screwed around a little bit, and then I pretty much cleaned and drank wine.
That's my life, bro.
That's all I did was clean and drink wine, because I didn't have any groceries I needed to get. There was no gym for me to go to. So I'm just drinking wine and doing dishes.
Yeah, I've been drinking more than I watched a couple of these episodes, and I'm like, oh my god, I can see it in my face. I'm like, my god, like every time we see it, I'm just like, oh no.
And it's so so lame and boring and like there's it. It
It's
just
fun.
sucks, man.
It's fun at first, but then you just start to go, oh my god,
I know.
oh my god, what all I can do is drink.
There's
Like that's
no-
how I've been with smoking weed because I've just been like I went through so much weed this week that I was just like normally I have a budget, but I did some extra cleaning work and stuff, so I got like a decent amount of money and I just fucking blew through weed like crazy because
Yeah.
I just got bored. And I've been watching TV. Like I just decided I'm not a TV person.
Yeah. Well, I
Like
mean,
you can only like I do like certain shows, but I'm not like a general person who likes to just sit down and watch stuff. Ever since podcasts came out, and that's the thing, like I like to be able to do whatever I want to fucking do, not necessarily have to
And then
worry about the
listen.
visuals of like, yeah, that's my favorite fucking shit. So maybe that's the ADD in me where I'm just like, I need to do something because I can't. That's too why I'm on my phone. If I like, yeah, I can watch, but I'm still not doing anything. That's
Yeah.
requiring too much attention. So I just hate that shit.
I mean, I binge watched Tiger King, as we covered in the podcast that's getting ready to post right now.
Well, it will have already posted.
Yeah, it'll post it. It's not gonna take a week to upload. I
It's the
don't think.
future now, but it's
What-
the past for you.
That was a long podcast though. We went long.
Then the Terminator like zooms in right now, and we break a hole in the time continuum because we talked about past stuff,
And then
future stuff,
and now everything's blank.
and it's 420. Who fucking knows? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like all is possible. Like Christmas, Halloween, and 420, all things are possible. Because
Yeah.
not only is it smoking weed, but it's Hitler's birthday. And what a fucking- that dude came out of nowhere, am I right? Like, just kidding. Everybody killed a lot of people all the time back in the day, but this guy though.
This guy. Well, speaking of boredom, so the other night, I think this speaks volumes to how bored and essentially alone I am. The other day I couldn't sleep not last night, a couple nights ago. I could not sleep. I'd fall asleep and I just kept having these dreams where it essentially me standing in the middle of a sandy desert with nothing around for miles. And it just, this whole weird feeling of nothing is happening, nothing matters. It just surrounded by nothingness. And it kept stressing me out, and I'd wake up. And it just happened like over and over again. And I could not stay asleep. I kept having these weird ass dreams where I'd fall asleep and then I'll start to dream and it would just be me and nothingness. And it was kind of sad.
No.
But like seriously though, like it was just
Yeah.
this sitting here by myself starting to screw with me, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
And again, I offered you hookers.
Oh yes. We mentioned hookers as a thing. And I've seen the hookers in this town and they ain't that lonely yet.
And this is where I wish we could get on a website, look at the hookers of the town, because we have to have some that look good. We have to. I've recently seen El Paso's hookers, and they are not beating us in the hookers. Which hookers are better or worse? Like, we have to, I mean, we're smaller, so probably the amount of hookers is less. So,
Yeah.
Probably a little more slim pickings, but I'm sure we have some just beginning meth heads that like haven't quite turned that are hookers that like
They're not full hooker, they're just kind of hookers.
yeah, like well they're working there,
And I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's still kind of a weird thing. Like, also, where are you on this meth process?
Well, and then yeah, I mean maybe that should be like I believe that should be legalized. Legalize it. I believe it should be legalized. Maybe that's a question, Air. Like when the process to become a hooker comes up, where are you in the meth process? And then you should disclose that, and then the John can decide. Okay, she seems far away in the meth, like totally fucking up her life. She's just dabbling in meth and also fucking dudes. I'm gonna go to this one, or like, oh, she's full blown meth head, like like that's what I'm. That's what I'm looking for.
Like no teeth.
Yeah. So you just, that'll be a thing, and then you don't have to feel guilty, and there, get a hooker. As a matter of fact, I'm opening up a brothel. You see.
That's her hiring process. So where are you on the meth process?
I just want my clients to know.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
And I also want the girls to be honest with themselves. I'll ask how many teeth you lost. I'd be like, this is Les Cruces. I need to know what I'm working with, all right? Where are you in the meth process, all right?
Those are not unreasonable qualifications.
Oh, see? I'm running for president next.
There you go.
First,
You're
I'm
too
gonna
young,
open up these brothels. I know I have to have some time as a madam first.
Oh.
You see, this is what's gonna help me along my career. Because Trump has opened my eyes, I can do fucking anything. Actually, most presidents have opened my fucking eyes. I can do fucking anything. Just make sure people don't know about it until after you're in presidency. Once that happens, boom. You kill who you need to on the way, do all that other stuff, but I'm gonna be president. God willing.
Goals.
Would you vote for me?
Nope.
That's fair enough. But see, if I become president, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
I'll run your campaign.
Well, you don't even want me to be president. You already admitted you don't want me to be president. You're not going to vote for me, so why do I want you to run my campaign?
Because I'll get other people to vote for you to make up the difference.
I don't believe it. You're just going to run me into the ground. Done fucked up, kid. You should have said you were going to vote for me.
What if Deborah's running against you?
Then you're voting for me, right? Then this is personal. I'm your favorite, right? No, I will be president one day. And it might be because the coronavirus is not. Oh, whoops.
You've already said like 100 times.
I have not said corona. I said virus. I have tried so hard this time.
You said corona like several times earlier.
Oh, well, shoot me.
I know. I keep saying I'm going to go edit it out. And you know what I do?
You don't. Because I listened to it.
It's just... There
was a whole break of me just bending over and me watching my jowls just do various things as I'm moving about. I have one kind of good angle, Justin. And you left it in with me just like, like flicking Jabba the Hutting around.
Oh, there's a lot of editing that goes into this. You have no idea.
Oh, I know there is, but, maybe either pay for surgery or don't show where my jowls are flapping everywhere. That's all I'm asking.
You'll have to show me the jowl marks. And maybe I can fix something in After Effects. We'll do some airbrushing. I don't know.
This is going to require surgery.
Oh, man, we burned through our topics. The last few podcasts went long as hell.
Well, how much time do we got?
We're at 58, but we didn't start recording until, I don't know. I mean, this will be more where I want it to be. So, the 2 hours and some odd. Like, the last two podcasts, we went. I took 2 thorough notes.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the podcast, the deep dive into Tiger King. Oh, I mean, there's a lot of unpacking to do. And maybe I made a mistake with combining with Chris Benoit because
there was kind of a lot of unpacking to do there. I thought we were going to blow through Chris Benoit like he...
No. We spent 35 minutes on Chris Benoit.
Yeah. But,
And then Tiger King was almost 3 hours.
I'm still so disappointed in that Tiger King ending thing.
The episode 8.
Joe McHale's cool and all, but like,
Yeah.
I was never a soup person. It made me laugh how many people were just like, "Yeah, I'm watching because of Joe McHale." I was like, "Dude, really?" I didn't know he was cool like that. I was just like, "Oh wow, damn."
Maybe I'll watch it later. I don't know. We'll see.
But I swear to God, like, okay, well, you haven't seen it, God damn it. Because the guy's got new teeth. The guy who didn't have teeth. Don't recall his name.
Oh, the one husband that knocked up that one secretary?
I watched all the Lights Out or whatever, the David Spade ones.
Yeah.
Is it David Spade or Dave Spade?
David Spade.
David Spade.
Maybe you call him Dave. But I don't
And
know
he
if I
looks
know
so attractive in that. And then you see him in the other interview and he's got some weird facial hair. And then I swear to God, he must have either just got his tongue pierced or he is... Something is going on with his mouth. Like he went to the dentist the day before and I was like, "You looking strange."
Maybe they've put in the last filling.
He could have had a stroke.
Meth.
I'm just here to like stir shit up. I've been fucking locked in the house. I'm here for drama.
Yeah.
And you're just
Sounds like the Lord's recording. So, Mallory, settle down.
Are Thor and Mallory dating?
No.
Is anybody dating in your household?
No.
My cat's dating my sister's cat.
Yeah. Mallory.
Catherine and Ballard.
No. There she goes again with her little allergy situation. I guess. Shall we wrap this up?
All right. Let's do the secret handshake.
Do we have a shake it hat? Shake it hat? A secret handshake? That's true for a second.
I was gonna say you might have also been I'm starting to get good at judging. No,
Mallory.
but we could.
Have a secret handshake?
Yes.
But if we do it on camera, it'll be secret.
Dude, we're gonna forget it as soon as we create it. I have had so many secret handshakes with so many different people, and I recall none of them.
Yeah.
We always go like, we're gonna do this all the time, and the next time we see each other, it's like,
What was the thing we're supposed to do? I can't say I've ever had a secret handshake.
because they're impossible to learn. Unless people want to. Me and Deborah were supposed to be learning the Mungo Jerry and Rumple Teaser. First of all, we were supposed to be learning every Will Smith music video. And then, I don't know if I told you this or not. And then she demanded, because I need more people to do the Will Smith thing. I can't do the Will Smith thing by myself. And then Deborah was like, well, as long as I can be Will Smith. And I was like, fine. All you have to do is do it with me and we learn the thing. Then we started watching Cats one day, the like 1999 Broadway thing. And then we saw that and I was like, dude, let's learn that. And she was like, yeah, let's totally do that. And we started learning that. And then she didn't really learn that with me. Basically, I learned it.
Wow.
And I've got nobody to do it with. And I'm falling apart. I can't do this anymore.
I don't even know what it is.
I don't even know what we were talking about.
Secret handshakes.
Oh yeah. It's just like that. You have to practice, and if nobody wants to fucking practice with you, it doesn't work. So First,
Well,
first things
well-
first, I slap you, and then slap you again. Slap you one more time, and then I walk off. See what happens.
That's not secret handshake. And I'm the leader of this group
I'm sorry.
of
I'm
two of
sorry.
us.
Okay. Did you have thoughts?
How about I slap you?
Oh no, because
You're sensitive?
yeah, I mean, these cheeks could burst at any moment. You touch them, who knows? Nitroglycerin, whatever. I don't know what's in my cheeks. You've been poking around in my DNA. You don't know what's in my cheeks. You slap these bad boys.
Nuclear.
The world could fucking explode. Welcome to
End of everything.
2020.
The global situation ended. Dan's cheeks.
See, that would be a jowl thing. To cover. I don't know what you do. Pair of booby shaking. Just fix it, Justin. Fix it. I don't want to see my jowls ever again.
Well, eventually. I'll figure something out. I don't know.
Okay.
One step at a time.
I'm gonna be in the diva.
Well, on those notes, jowls, boobies, and secret handshakes.
Ooh.
This has been Best of the Bottom. We're bottom class people drinking bottom shelf booze. I'm Justin. And like he said, you can find this podcast right here on the Perico Productions channel on YouTube. Please like, share, subscribe, and come join this family. Come on. Bring it in. Bring it in. We care about y'all. And you can also find us on Podbean and Apple Podcasts and Bottoms Up. And we love you guys. Tastes pretty good.
Reginald here, and if you like that, you'll like the videos appearing before you now.